As we get closer to Holy Week, we see in the gospel the plot around Jesus getting tighter and thicker. That those who are opposed to him start tying the knots to catch him in his speech and ultimately to arrest him. So in the gospel this morning from John chapter 7, it says, some in the crowd who heard these words of Jesus said, this is truly the prophet. Others said, this is the Christ. But others said, the Christ will not come from Galilee, will he? Does not Scripture say that the Christ will be of David's family and come from Bethlehem, the village where David lived? So a division occurred in the crowd because of him. Some of them even wanted to arrest him, but no one laid hands on him. That conversation and that debate really brings us back to the moment when Jesus asked his disciples, who do you say that I am? And Simon Peter says, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God. The reality of Jesus, the identity of Jesus, the mission of Jesus confronts us with a fundamental decision. Do we believe in Jesus or not? Do we affirm him as Son of God or not? What do we have to say? That Christ is seeking from us a very personal response, to tell him what we think, to affirm our faith in his identity and in his truth. So our response is not insignificant. We can't just say, well, I'm taking a pass on the question. It's really, in a sense, the ultimate question that our life asks of us. Who do you say that Christ is? And when we come to belief, when we come to know who Jesus is for us, by that fact we also come to know who we are, that our fundamental identity is that we are beloved children of God. So knowing who Jesus is leads me to know who I am, which leads me to realize who my brothers and sisters are. That self-knowledge and that awareness of Christ leads us to salvation. And that identity is fully revealed on the cross. So it's telling that in John's gospel, Jesus is glorified precisely in his crucifixion. There is no transfiguration scene in John's gospel. Transfiguration occurs when Jesus is lifted up on the cross. So it's precisely in his suffering that he is glorified. It's precisely in the defeat of his death that he is resurrected. Who do you say that I am? A division occurred among them. May there be no division in our heart as we give our yes to the Lord, that we say, yes, Jesus, you are the Son of God. You died for me on the cross. You rose from the dead. You love me. And that has made all the difference.